Hey, welcome to Tarot and Tea Tuesday. A bit later than anticipated. I don't know what happened, but I just kept hearing the IT crowd saying turn it off and on again. And after trying several tricks, that's exactly what I did. I just restarted my computer, so I have no idea what was going on then. Hope everyone's had a good week. I myself have had some really bad back pain, like excruciating pain. And it's just, it's interesting because you forget that when your body takes your attention, it sort of unlocks parts of your mind that you weren't anticipating. So I've really had to face quite a lot of emotional and personal stuff just from sitting with this pain and working through the pain of my lower back. Which was kind of unlocked when I had an osteo treatment the other day when it was just starting, and oh my God, it just unlocked so many things. But I highly recommend, if your body is saying something's not right, feel into it, because it's probably not just your body that needs to be heard, but your heart and your mind and your spirit as well. So that's my big lesson of the week, or my reminder, something that we all kind of know on some level, but it's nice to be reminded every now and then. Anyway, aside from that, I've had a pretty good week, laying still a lot and being very present with myself. I've started doing my face yoga because my body can't move, so I've been doing a lot of face yoga, weird faces, which is fun. One thing I've been taking a lot of is turmeric, anti-inflammatory herbs. And I was thinking today, because I've been laying down a lot, moving when I can, but I'm trying to rest my back so that it heals. I'm putting ointments on it, but I just feel this sense of stagnation, because a lot of the time my most comfortable position is laying flat on my side or on my back. I can probably stand up for about an hour before it really starts aching. I notice it straight away, though, as soon as I stand, this ache. I was thinking today, because I've got a bit of things to do. I've got Not Your Normal Book Club tonight, which I'm going to make it to. But I thought I need to make sure I keep my back warm, and I was thinking about circulatory stimulants. And cinnamon jumped out at me from my medicine cupboard. I've just got a cinnamon quill in some hot water here, just to try to help the blood move. I can feel that it's healing, because there's definitely, thanks for joining me. There's definitely shifts in where the pain is in my back, but I feel like by stimulating movement of the blood with my cinnamon tea, rosemary helps as well. I've been applying that topically, and the red tiger balm, all helping to just move the blood, which will take away toxins and also bring in nutrients to help the healing in that area. So here's to cinnamon tea. A lot of people have it in cakes and flavors for food, but I highly recommend as a tea. I did not know that, but I do know that cinnamon is one of those things we do have to be mindful of in terms of something weird happening on my computer here. Yes, we have to be mindful of where it is farmed for sure. So we've got cinnamon tea, and today the tarot we're working with is called the Celestial Tarot. That's the back, very cool. So these are images by, the artist's name is Kay Steventon. They're you can see that there. They're loaded images, like there's a lot going on in each of these images, and they are based on the mythology that is spread through astrology. So a lot of it is Greek mythology and Roman mythology, Yeah. So those sorts of symbols, if those things speak to you, I do recommend these cards. I don't play with them a lot. I do want to learn more about astrology all the time. I think I can never learn enough about it, and I don't sit down and sort of take it in deeply enough. I haven't dedicated a lot of time to it. So, but these just remind me of how important the astrological system is and how pertinent it is to the human psyche and our relationships with each other. It's also going to be the yes, you can ask a question if you want a question for the tarot. That's totally fine. The astrological new year starts with the Aries dark moon, which I think is coming up in the next sort of 2 and a bit weeks. So I thought it pertinent to pull out these cards. So here we go with the celestial astrology. Celestial tarot. Oh, the person who worked with Kay Steventon, the artist, his name is Brian Clark. I put the details in the chat there. So if you want to ask a question, go for it now. I'm shuffling the cards ready to pull our tarot for this week. Professionally, hey? Interesting, because I've had a very similar thing questioning the line of work that I'm in. Not tarot reading, but the other work, some of the other work that I do. So pertinent question. The card that I've pulled is the Hierophant, which is represented by Taurus in this deck. Yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it, that blurriness? So this card, it's number 5 in the Major Arcana. And the Major Arcana is like, it's our soul path. It's the Fool's journey. It's how we move through the stages of understanding, growth, evolution as human beings in this culture. Maybe well, if you think about the astrology and the stories that are in it within that kind of Greek, Roman-based westernized idea of thinking. So the Hierophant comes along after we've got the Fool, and then we've got the Magician, and then we've got the High Priestess, the Emperor and the Empress, and then we have the Hierophant. So the High Priestess and the Hierophant kind of like bookend the Emperor and the Empress. They're the more spiritual aspect of those two figures. And with the Hierophant, it's sort of like, so represented by the bull. I think the Taurus bull is based on Zeus turning into a bull, I think, occasionally, and luring people off to have some fun with him. But the Taurus bull represents that earthy, structured, like that. The bull energy is strong and solid, 4 solid legs on the ground with that low center of gravity. And it's one of those things that takes a while to get momentum going, but once it's going, it's really, really going, like it's steamrolling through. And I wonder with their thoughts about this. I have a book there, but I don't like pulling out the book. But the thought of this aspect of Taurus and connecting that with the Hierophant who is usually represented as someone who perpetuates tradition, reminds us of our history, and upholds the sort of spiritual morale of the community. And then this idea of this Taurus, this strong, solid character, and Zeus being the almighty, in that pantheon. I just wonder if the merging of these two cards is, and thinking about things like, we've actually got the sun in Pisces at the moment, and the moon in Leo. So that kind of like watery overtones, at the emotional and abstract thinking, creative thinking overtones, with this kind of like need for expression and pushing our way out into the world, perhaps professionally, or in other aspects of your life, that this is about actually just stop for a moment and build some structure around where these ideas are going and where this movement is going. So before the ball really takes off, let's step more into the Hierophant side of things and think about, okay, here's all these ideas that I have for ways that I can be moving ahead and making change, things that I could be doing to improve my life. But then it's also, and this is something that I've personally experienced, where you get all of these ideas and you move towards one of them, but then something else calls you to another, and then you're called to another. So you never actually really get the momentum going that the ball can potentially bring. So instead, it's like you're just sort of feeling the failure because there's no accomplishment, but it's only because there's this distracted, unstructured way of navigating through your options and your choices. So I feel like that's why this card has come up. This card has come up to just say, look, just stop before you start barreling like a ball through a china shop, a ceramic shop, or whatever it's called, that saying. Before you start that movement, actually just stop for a moment and go, okay, let's get all of the sort of pieces together, and let's make all of them together, make some sense out of what belongs where, which comes first, sort of which comes next, building a map and a structure around how to move ahead, how to change things, and how to improve on what it is you are feeling stuck in. So for me, with my back pain, a lot of things that came out was support. And I feel like I've been supporting myself and my family in a way that's sort of like all of these things go, rush over and do that, and rush over and do that, rush over and do that, and then move over here and do that, but I'm never actually doing anything fully and properly. And after this card, and after a really great chat with a friend yesterday, I've realized that I need to sort of not ignore the emotional stuff that comes up, because I think that's just going to happen with the Pisces sun. Our egos are in that space at the moment. But also, I feel like it's about expressing that, but just moving beyond that emotional wash. And instead of using that emotional wash to drive the ball and charge it ahead, it's about letting it wash through us and over us, and then kind of going, all right, what is the structure? What is the next step? And if after we've sort of had time to stop and look at what our options are and position them in terms of steps to take or grips to hold on to as we move through the world, then we can actually start recognizing how our internal space, our wild nature, the bull aspect of us, can work with our human nature, the conscious aspect of ourselves, and how we can navigate the terrain a bit more smoothly and a bit more comfortably. And that, I feel like, helps us push through all of these options and all of these choices and all of this myriad of stuff that's to do with not just ourselves, but our community, our families, the expectations of just society in general. It's hard to make choices about how you want to move forward unless you strip away everyone else's idea of what that looks like and sit amongst all of your own ideas of what that looks like, and then make decisions from there, build the structure from your internal perspective rather than the push from the external. And I think this Leo moon is a good time to be doing that. And I'm pretty sure we're moving out of the Leo moon by tonight sometime. You might have to clarify that. But yeah, so today I feel like is a really good day to just go, okay, forget everybody else. Who am I and what do I want? What do I really want? And then the next level out of that is what is around me? What is presenting itself? What are my options here? So what you want, what your options are. And then there's the crowning jewel is this Hierophant thing of like, how do I piece all of these things together to make sense on that conscious level? And then you just have to trust that other level, the ball, to just get you there. Once you've set your sights on things, once your head's in the right place and you know what the ultimate goal is, then that's the battle won, really. So yeah, I'll be working on that for my own personal benefit. I feel like that's a good card for me, and especially because like when I think about support, the ball is, most Taurians that I know are really good at being solid and sturdy. Once they lock in with that loyal presence, they're really good at maintaining that solidarity and helping to keep that structure strong. So I'm going to be taking a note from that, and not forgetting that I have a community around me for support, which I think everybody needs to be reminded of every now and then. It's all good and well to think you can do things on your own, but I feel like there's a part of us that really needs to understand or turn to the Hierophants or the people in our lives that remind us of who we are, what we believe in, what our worldview is, and just help us speak those things and get them out, express them in a way that helps us to move forward, understand, and move forward in the right direction. So here's to Tarot and Tea Tuesday and the Hierophant and the ball and cinnamon tea. I'm really sorry that it took a while to get going. And just before I go, I want to let everyone know that I am running a tarot school, the Hedge Witchery School of Tarot, a weekly 1 hour long session. Just head to any of my social media to the link tree there, and you will find how to book in. And that starts tomorrow night, Melbourne time. Cheers. Have a great week.